And even if no one notices, even if no one appreciates it, even if they talk about you for doing it, because that happens too, People get mad when you start standing in your greatness. People get uncomfortable when you're standing in your light. I'm bringing you light, babies. I'm bringing you light all the time. I tell myself this, and I really invite you to do the same. I want to talk about integrity. It's a concept, a word, a space I throw around with working with young people in particular, but everyone, artists, professionals, students. Our integrity is really all we have. And it's very easy to do this quiet quitting thing. I understand, if it's not your business and you're not getting paid enough, you're not getting respected enough, but you need the paycheck, you show up, do the bare minimum, and go home and live your life. That's a way to live. I'm not quite sure how rewarding that is, and I'm not here to judge. If that's how you decide to live your life, by all means, I'm sure you have good reason to do so. And I would like to invite you to consider what it will be like to apply yourself to the nth of your ability, to the limit of your ability, everywhere you go. Whatever you do. Whether you are volunteering for someone who is not grateful that you're there, or you're working for a high-level hedge fund and making decisions that impact millions of people. This is something that I really, really believe in. Something that really the world needs is for all of us to stand in our greatness and just do our best. You're not going to succeed at this every day, but you want to have the intention, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to give all I got today. If you don't, your life is ticking by. That's your life. You might spend 8, 10 hours, 14 hours a day at a job, and you might not like it. You might not like the people you work with. And that's 8 hours of your day, 14 hours of your day going by. It's important to find something in it for you. And even if the work is thankless, a lot of managers are not great at acknowledging their employees, and that's, another topic for another day. And still, we owe it to ourselves as people, as closeted artists, as creative beings, to apply ourselves. It's rewarding. Okay, I know this presentation is good. I spent hours and hours on it. No one gets it, but I know what I gave the room. It happens. Sometimes people don't get your stuff. They're not going to get it. It's not really for them. There's a task you're performing, obviously. You're trying to do a job with your company, organization, your business. But you're also presenting a part of yourself. You're presenting a part of who you are. You're presenting a culmination of all of the experiences you've had in your life that have brought you to this moment. And don't take that for granted. It's important. Even if the situation is foolish and full of shenanigans. Grace under pressure, grace in chaos. I'm bringing my best self and my full self always. People respond. It takes time. Sometimes people resist. Sometimes they don't get it. Sometimes they get mad at it. Who do you think you are to smile every day? Smiles are powerful. They're powerful. And people need to see smiles. So show up and do your best. I talk about this a lot. You want to do the job in front of you, not because you're getting paid or because you're going to get benefits or money or gifts or prestige or whatever. You do it because it has to be done. And you're the one there in front of it to do it. And you might be the best one to do it. Maybe the worst one to do it. The job still should be done with all of your ability. There's a lesson that our parents tell us when we're kids. Do your homework, take out the garbage, do the dishes. These are things you learn and got to do, right? And even in the drudgery, you want to find joy in the doing. I think maybe because I've been around so many artists, incredible, talented people, that I take for granted that they're always going for their best. They're always trying to top their their personal best. There is a competition, a healthy competition, but with artists, unlike sports, you're not trying to win something. You're not trying to win, beat a team and get a whatever, and that's incredible experience. My brother played pro football, Eric Lynch, number 26, Detroit Lions. Awesome, good for you. And the artists are having those games, Super Bowls on the inside. Every day we're trying to top ourselves, be better, be deeper, be more authentic, be more skilled, training all the time, finding to hone the voice, hone the tool, and then speak with your pure, authentic self. And every day, that's a challenge because we're trying to do the impossible, right? Trying to defy gravity. We are trying to tell the human story in a space, lighting and music and song and beautiful shapes and power and elegance and grace and all those things. It is a critical part of who we are. And sometimes it's easy because I've spent my entire life almost around these people that the average person might not think that way. But you can. You can be the artist of your life. You can be full of integrity because you put it to do it. And even if no one notices, even if no one appreciates it, even if they talk about you for doing it, because that happens too, People get mad when you start standing in your greatness. People get uncomfortable when you're standing in your light. I'm bringing you light, babies. I'm bringing you light all the time. I tell myself this, and I really invite you to do the same. It feels good to look back and go, I have had a lifetime of trying my best, failing miserably sometimes, failing publicly. I'm so embarrassed when I play the movies back of things where I failed. It's just... Maybe I tell the stories at some point, but I've had my share of failure. I call it failing forward because you're always learning. You're not failing and just stopping. You're failing in order to get better. And that makes the fail not sting so much, especially when they're public. Sometimes it's painfully evident that I'm out of my league, out of my talent skill set, but I go for it anyway because I'm doing my best. I'm not going to turn down a challenge. So it's an important part of being human. It's an important part of finding joy. It's an important part of having a fulfilling life. And even if everyone around you is confirming that what you're doing is thankless, it's not thankless because you're doing it. The world is better because you're in it. The task is happening in front of you in a more efficient and better way because you're the one trying to make it happen. And when you're out of your league, step aside and give it to someone else. Even when the feedback is not so great because the people giving it have a lack of emotional intelligence. That's why we're here, to fortify our inner tools. You gotta figure out how to celebrate yourself and know that I'm doing this because the job needs to be done. I'm doing this because my name's on that. And I'm doing this because when I look back on my life, I want to see a list, a trail, a path, a wake of beauty, love, and effort and integrity. It goes a very, very long way. And if you really, really do it, at least in my experience, the universe responds in kind and you keep moving forward. I'm going to tell you that in a lot of the jobs that I've had, a lot of the opportunities I've had, and I've been incredibly blessed, I am very transparent about the fact that I do not take my life for granted. I do not take the opportunities I had for granted. And I found myself in some very challenging places where people didn't recognize what you were doing. They didn't care necessarily. They really didn't care. Not because they were mean or bad, but because they didn't get it. They didn't see what you see. Part of being a visionary, and I want to believe that I'm a visionary, I'm going to own that and claim that and be that, is that people don't see what you see. But that doesn't mean you stop doing it. The world needs someone to see through the darkness to the light and try something new and envision something that doesn't exist. And they can be lonely. And when I look back, that's what I did. I can remember in Lion King trying on those puppets with Julie Taymor and Michael Curry, these genius people that I worked with. and thinking, this isn't gonna work. Are they crazy? What's happening here? This is not gonna, it's heavy and uncomfortable, and I put that on, I jumped. In fact, it's right there. The gazelle, my gazelle. The first time, it's pretty heavy, but I had 3 of those suckers. And Garth said, jump like a gazelle. And there we were, leaping for the gods with gazelles in our heads. And poof, look what happened. One of the most incredible musicals in human history. That 25 years later is still, no, 26 now, is still happening, and has been the first musical to gross $1 billion. I'm telling you, that wasn't the point. I'm sure that Disney wanted to make some money, but the goal of the people in that musical was to bring their A game every day. The lights, the sound, the costumes, the hair, the makeup, all of those incredible original creative people and that original creative technical team were genius. Not because they were genius, which they were, but because every single day in those rehearsals and those previews, they were tweaking and making and creating and trying again and failing forward, and Julie's saying, no, what is that? I want that. I want something else. And Michael back there doing the thing and putting it on my head and jumping and leaping, and every day was exhausting. And it was amazing. It was amazing. It was so incredible to think back. Wow, that was pure integrity. Every day. You couldn't slop to that. Couldn't slop through it. Maybe some people did it. I don't remember those people. I remember people trying their best every day. Every single person, from the dressers to the principal actors, people giving their A game, being inspired by the vision of what Julie Taymor and Garth Fagan and Levowin brought to the table. I'm sure Tom Schumacher and Peter Schneider are very proud of that. They had their share of integrity, and it's an example I use when I talk about it with my students, is that musical happened because everybody in there felt it a life's mission to bring their best self and all of their talent to a space, and we did not know what was going to be on the other side of that. We just did it because it was needed to be done. It's big, people. So whether you are leaping like a gazelle in The Lion King or you're showing up to a job that you dread every day, it's important to find that integrity and to bring your full self all the time. Try not to quiet quit. Let's not talk about that anymore. Let's talk about quiet winning, quiet loving, quiet living, quiet integrity, quiet fierceness, quiet ferocity, quiet unrelenting, shamelessly giving full of yourself and standing in your light. I dare you to do that. If you like this video or videos like it, please like and subscribe and join my channel, and let's stay on this road of self-reflection and increasing our emotional intelligence and being the beautiful beings that we were put on this earth to be. See you there.